Yeah. Okay, guys and girls. I think I would use this batch now for many things. Probably recording this stereo and cutting it up in a sampler and using different sounds for some real music, or not. We're just enjoying it in the noise. Okay, so today we're going to look at some of the more confusing aspects of modular synths. What I'm talking about is, for example, this, taking, a sound it can get a little boring. What we're going to try to do here, and we'll do it together in a completely unprepared fashion. We're going to take an output from the old slope generator. With pulse that comes from our NTO. Yeah, here we go. We're going into the both input on dual slope generator, and immediately you can hear how so much better sounding this is. And this beauty of playing with things with my fingers is not something that, I want to keep doing with my fingers, so but just inputting this stupid, simple slope into VC fall that sounds really good actually, but again, it's very insistent, it's very monotonous, and it's very predictable. Yeah, so one of the things I learned from, reading on forums and things is that we should use some sort of, random function or feedback. So today we'll look at, how to use the noise source from this carnivore module. We have something that's called pink noise, which sounds something like this. Okay, so the pink noise, put this back, will help us avoid this staticky sort of feeling loop. And what we'll do, we'll use it to excite our, there's a divide and compare module. It's a group of modules, you know. We'll use the encom comparator in, and the encom out, to try to screw with the way that our friend here is working. Yeah, so see these crackles? You can get more of them. Or less of them if we move clockwise. From the encom. From the encom's output, we're listening to the crackle. Reduced crackle from the pink noise that went into the input of the encom top. Sort of reduces it as we move clockwise and intensifies the crackle as we go forward to a noise. Yeah, you can hear this, so it's like almost like a full noise. But what we want to do is we want to filter it out a little bit, reduce the number of crackle repeats up to a point where we can use it as a modulation for anything we want to use it for. Yeah, so at this point, I want to remind myself of the sound we've got. Play a little bit with it. We already have a little bit of this good SERGE classic instability, but now we want to poke around with this encom output. And see what we're going to get. Still not very great. Let's play with our slope is still don't like that. So what I do, I usually experiment with inputs into various things. There you go. Very fast, obviously, but very crackly now. Well, that's doing nothing. Okay. Let's go back here. Definitely like this. A lot more. Pardon. Okay, that's good. Okay. Gotta like this. Okay, there's some crickets. Like this noise. So we're playing with the fall function of the DUSG. And the frequency now of the NTO. I'm getting into a little bit more, I mean, in theory, interesting sound. That I would like to use. It's a bit of a backup. It's very noisy. It's also very unstable and powerful, yeah. So now I'm liking the sound I have. And I'm checking for the range of available sweet spots, so to speak. Coming from the NTO into the VC fall input of the DUSG. Looking for a little bit more of an attitude and maybe tonal content. I like the scratchy nature of this, and I don't want it it's almost like an engine. We're at the top of the range of the NTO right now, and yeah, I like this spot. This is spot with most definitely the most instability. I will try to lower the encom. And also play with the encom to increase the amount of crackle. To a point that I really like the most. I like this sort of low end anger. Okay, so now that I really like this sound. Actually, I'll try to play with you know, either filtering it or moving it a little bit more. So to get there, I'll use probably have to use a little bit of a sequencer, some kind of sequencer. Yeah, I have a TKB, that's a sequencer, but also sequencer programmer to the left of the USG module here. So to patch it, I'll need something to move it. And what I like to use is the same source of crackle, if possible. Take another out from the NCOM and try to clock it, plug the sequencer with it, and you see it's going radically fast. It's super fast. But if I slow down the crackle, I can see that the sequencer is also slowing down a little bit, or a lot. Playing with the NTO. So what I need to do now, though, is because this thing is going super fast, need to slow it down. Maybe even divide it a little by 5, let's say, so that it moves even slower. See, the sequencer is moving slowly but also irregularly now, and I really like that. So what I'll do is I'll take some pitch information from the A lane of the sequencer programmer, yeah, and play with different things. Modulating the rise time, do it less. So there's an attenuator here for it, for the rise. And now, getting even more of the instability. I haven't used a single VCA yet, so obviously I could. In theory, I could lower the effect of the sequencer. But I'll keep it like this because I really kind of like this. I think I'll also use the B side of the sequencer programmer. These knobs, second row, right here, moving in the same sort of way, but just to to modulate the modulator, the NTO. I'll play with frequency now to get to a point that I really like. So I switched out from the pulse output of the NTO to variable output of the NTO. So I really like this sort of low side of it. I'll play with the sounds here for a second, then I'll probably take it to another place. So to me, playing with sounds here are trying to get to a point of something accidental that I really feel strongly about. Play with different outputs. But I like what I found. take the same output from the sequencer into the sinking MTO. I like this. So playing with the output of the encom, find a spot that I like. Yeah, I like this. So from here on, so I'm using only the output from our friend DSG here. Try to utilize filter, the variable Q filter, and I like the band out. So what I'll do now is I'll take, try to find the shorting bar. Okay. I like this. So what I'll take now is another output from the programmer, and I'll control the frequency of the filter. Try to balance it out so where I get the low end and the high end of the sound in the rhythm. And I'll see if anything will happen, but it doesn't because what I found is that I'm liking this higher end of the spectrum actually a little bit more, but I'm still getting too regular of a repetition from that. So what I'll do is try to change the sort of the way that these things move. Okay, so let's see what I would get if I was to cross-patch this with one another. If I sync back from the DUSG back to the NTO, I like it. So at this point I would usually figure out how to either play more with the filter, because there is a lot more to be given from the filter itself, as you can tell. See, without the pink noise and with pink noise, it's extremely different. So what I would do at this point, as I said, I would usually try to either use this irregular crackle that's driving everything, the whole patch, to change the sort of change the way you move. But again, as you can tell, it's really happening too regularly still. It's interesting. What I would do now is usually just Try to get a sound going. Now, usually go into carving more sort of quieter and more interesting, less noisy sound. Of course, there's so many outputs to further explore at this point. We do indeed have the output of the NTO. We haven't played with it all yet. That could be very useful, especially the variable output. On the second channel, see that they're harmonically correlated at this point because they're using the same CV sequence. But I don't like that. So usually what I do is I would unpatch it and use a different sequencer lane to get something different going, either lane B which I wouldn't like. This is better. And then play with the filter a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna try to get a gate going finally. See if the sequencer gate, maybe, you know, the envelope here can get me anything interesting if the signal is strong enough, and which it rarely is. So I can't use it. But what I can use, and what's really interesting again, is the one of the outputs here. Even more divided. Probably can. We'll see if we can. Can we? Maybe we need to amplify that or offset it. Let's see. The good thing about SERGE is you can always play with, you know, triggers and gates, amplify, to try to get them going, or maybe there we go. Use an offset. Now we can use the output of the ADSR. So it's not happening all the time. Sorry. I'm going to try to find the shape I like. I don't know if I like this. Kind of like this better, the way it was. So I try to use this envelope perhaps to divide it by 7, get it more regular, and pan it. Like it. When it triggers. Hope you can see it. Here it is. Yeah. When it comes to tonality, I don't appreciate the second. So I think I'll just wipe it. But from the standpoint of having a groove, I'm liking it. Yeah. Yeah. Way better. Yeah, that's way better. I don't like this at all. Yeah, I much prefer this irregularity. I like this better. Yeah, that's better. So, I can use Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Maybe the offset a little bit more. Okay. I like that. To get some cables going. So what I'm trying to do is bring a little bit more. This is why the encom is really cool. It can take a lot. Drive the patch further. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So usually at this point I would just take some lower end sound, placed in the middle of the panorama. Try to find a sweet spot for it. Yeah. And then play with position of the frequency knob to get a little crazier and less crazy notes out of it. Yeah. Like these residual noises that appear when you play with the frequency. Yeah, it's relatively cool. Getting there. Since most of the sound is going through the variable Q filter, so many things more we can do from it. Like, for example, we can ping it from the divider source. And to prefer the high end. Yeah. Then at this point I would usually introduce something different. Play with the other outputs here. Slow things down, perhaps. Trying to get something repeating, but almost like organic sounding. Yeah. I tend to like these things that sound almost like little animals. Yeah. Interesting how we're veering away from the whatever the idea that guided us was there in the first place. Keeping things slightly tonal, but still far away from anything that resembles music, yeah. Think can also apply with the different inputs. Yeah, almost snare-like sounds. Can do 1 volt per octave input. I really like too, so that was a good spot. into just the encom speed here, to my liking. Yeah. This middle position of the lower DOSG seems to me to be giving the most interesting results, however. Yeah. Could listen to this for a while. Adjusting mostly the frequency knobs on everything. Or the knobs, affecting frequency, just to get a different rhythms. Yeah. Yeah. Like so. Yeah, that's better. Make it a little bit more rare. Or snare. It's like crazy grooves, some high. Yeah. 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 I will try to influence for the end of this session, the fall. Just to get a little bit more of a sort of high end there. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. Try to patch the output into panning to get more interesting sort of stereo effect if I can. Yeah. Sorry. Stretch it out a little bit. Yeah. finally, I'm gonna add some low end. Sorry. Lower the sound. You know, by playing with the various aspects of rise and fall times, and combinations, we're getting different, you know, both rhythmic and textural situations, which can all be good, right?